Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show with Tom and Steve. I'm Tom Soccocio Jr. I'm the creative director here at Zoey Advertising, doing as little as possible. Steve Roberts doesn't try to do as little as possible, but it ends up that way.
No, Tom, here's what I do. I work hard and I play hard. So you know, I think when I was away,
yes,
you and George Powers and others were
we had fun.
I listened to you suggesting that I took 361 days of vacation a year.
You did.
Simply not true, Tom.
It's very close to true, folks.
So
I'm no good with math, but it's a lot.
Yeah, no. I think our friend Joe Scrippa,
Yes,
Joe
right.
said, Stevie, is like, you have two time periods. It's either now or not now. There's like nothing in between. And
that's a good
is
way
that
to
true?
put it. I don't know. I think so.
Yeah,
maybe.
okay. Yeah, right. So.
Some people who do work are the people over at Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and they help a lot of people. Tell them what they do.
They help a lot of people, Tom.
There we go. Good enough.
And
SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com.
And this, there you go. And this isn't just happy talk. This isn't just. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Judy and I are doing that. We're in that process, right?
And Kelly and I are supposed to go over there, as John reminds me.
Yeah, and we're finalizing it, and we're making decisions and looking at things, and you know, you don't get excited about, okay, you know, when my body's cold, but guess what? These are things mature people like me do, Tom, and you haven't done yours yet. So making the decision, and then it's not just that, but long-term care, these things that will eat your house.
Yes.
That you've worked so hard for, you know, and the things, if you don't plan properly, long-term care is going to gobble that up. And it happens all the time.
Like John says, the state has a
plan. The federal government has a plan.
You don't want them.
So make a plan. SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com. You can talk to the case managers. You can call. If you haven't done it, by golly, it's time to do it. 370-9977. That's the big area code, Tom.
The big one.
370-9977. SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com, Tom.
Okay, there we go. Well, it's our pleasure to bring back a favorite on the show. It's Sean Hennessey.
He's a favorite?
He's the interim
He
director.
is right now.
Yes. He's my
his
favorite
own
at this point. Yes. Because I need some tickets, so I want to be sure I stay on the good
We had to bring
side.
him in to get the darn tickets. Right.
Interim director of the New York State Fair. How long are you going to be interim?
I have no idea.
We've been busting on you all show.
Oh, seriously?
We've been saying for the 9th consecutive year.
The interim fair director.
We were going to get a Sharpie and just cross it off. We just
Listen. The check comes in every other week. It never bounces, and I'm happy. Believe me. A couple of kids in college. I'm loving life. No doubt.
Well, it's been a while now, hasn't it?
It's been a year. Yeah, it seems like it's been longer, but it's been a year.
Yeah, a full year.
It feels longer.
And,
Yeah, it does feel long, yeah.
They're not just going to like surrump you and have somebody else come in.
I have no idea.
You don't know.
Listen, I'm loving where I am.
Poor guy.
I'm just a civil servant. I'm doing what I can to just
say what you
progress
said
the fair.
before the show started.
And I really want this title. No, I'm just kidding. I really am just very pleased to work at the fair. I work with amazing people like Alice Majori and the rest of the team there.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed as a public servant to work at this amazing facility.
Right.
I really am. I mean that wholeheartedly.
If people are seeing us on YouTube, you'll see Alice in the background. Alice, just yell out. What's your role? Are you the marketing director?
Basically, the director of public relations.
Okay, public relations.
She's Dave Bullard-ish.
Oh, yeah, right.
She makes everyone sound smart, especially me.
Excellent.
And man, what a job that is. But no,
So the website,
an amazing professional.
The website is still up and running for people who want to look at that. It's NYS for New York State, nysfair.ny.gov.
.gov, yeah.
Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
correct, yeah.
So people can check that out. So Sean, give us a little background. How'd you get involved and how'd you become the interim
that's a great
director?
question. So I'll tell you my history very short. I mean, we only have a half an hour, but my history with New York State is I joined the state as a building superintendent in Watertown, New York, overseeing the operations of a building, the Dulles State Office Building. That went well for me. This is a long story you made very short. That went well for me. I became a regional manager for them. I took over oversight in Buffalo, Mohawk Valley, Central New York, and Northern New York for their various facilities. again, spent several years there working on capital program and those type of things, large capital projects, and overseeing day-to-day operations. And then went from there to the New York State DOT as an assistant commissioner for operations.
Okay.
Dumped off Buffalo, love Buffalo, great town, but very far. So I was lucky enough to just then cover Central New York, Mohawk Valley, and the North Country. So doing a lot of emergency response, flooding, natural disasters, large storms, things of that nature. And also working as an ombudsman between the community, the governor's office, and local officials and state officials as well. So if there was an issue, there was a cat in a tree, those type of things, or bridge naming.
So you had friends on both sides.
Yeah, because I knew
like
a lot of the players.
Ambassador in the middle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So all the while I was doing that, I was also the host and founder of a radio show in Watertown called Echoes of Ireland. And that was broadcast for about 14 years. And my mom is from Ireland. She's from Wicklow, Ireland.
Very nice.
And I just love my culture. I was a regional, a district director for the Ancient Order of Hibernians.
Yeah.
And also...
my father-in-law was the treasurer here locally.
In Syracuse, the division here. Yeah, it's a great
Quinn,
division.
Yeah,
great people here. I'm in the Watertown division. But so anyway, so I did that. And then at the same time, I was booking acts for an Irish festival in Watertown called the North Country Goes Green Irish Festival, which is
a big festival,
the biggest cultural festival in the North Country. So anyway, did that for 13, 14 years, maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
And I was on the executive board. Then I was an executive director there. And really did it because I loved it. I never thought it would really amount to anything. I just did it literally because I love my culture, right? Love my faith and I love my culture. So anyway, so I did that for a while. And then my brother saw a job on Indeed, and he's in Albany, and he's like, Sean, you should apply for this job. I'm like, there's no way in the world a guy from North Country who grew up in Queens, New York, is going to get a job in Central New York as director of the fair. So I sent my application in, and they called me very shortly afterwards and they said, are you really interested in this job? I said, yeah. Are you interested in me for this job? So after a series of interviews, they hired me as interim. I was spellbound.
That's
I really
wonderful.
was. It's a great facility. Amazing folks that work there. We have some employees that have been with us 56 years.
Yeah.
And some new, like Alice Majori and some new folks, Julie Lefebvre, who used to be the commissioner for parks. Commissioner for Parks here in Syracuse.
Yeah.
She joined us recently. She's an amazing professional and an amazing person just in general. And we're really lucky to have her on board. She's just a powerhouse.
When did you find time to tour with the Pogues then?
So that came later in life. Just kidding. No, but I do a Shane McGowan. I love him. He's amazing. His teeth and all. But
right.
No, so yeah, I do. I'm spellbound by the fair. I'm spellbound by the people, and
the fair isn't 2 weeks a year.
Yeah, that's a really great point. A lot of people see that as, right? We're a 365-a-day event center.
Right.
And that really, to be frank, and we'll talk probably money in a second here, that really is what keeps the fair afloat, is the non-fair events. There's a lot of free stuff at the fair, and that all costs money, right?
Right.
And so, that is, we're trying to make our way in terms of increasing, revenues of the gate and parking and those ledgers. It doesn't really cover the nut. It is the non-fair that really keeps us afloat, or as afloat as we are. And so anyway, I
was really impressed with the boat show this year and the RV shows.
Yeah.
I thought that they had come back.
Did you buy either of those two, Nate?
No. I was this close to doing a pontoon boat. And thank goodness we didn't, because we just don't have enough time.
Yeah,
with
time is not on your side. Yeah, you need to have time.
Your pontoon boat looks a lot like a kitchen. Now,
right. It's a kitchen remodel. But yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah, the Nationals, there's so many events that happen year round there that many people that see the fair, they go, it's a 13-day event.
And the grounds
look
so clean. I don't know whether people are cleaning it up regularly. But anyway, look, we're going to hold you over because we got through your intro.
Lengthy resume.
Yeah, exactly. Too lengthy.
We'll come back and we'll talk with Sean Hennessey, interim director of the New York State Fair, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking around right here on The Local Show with Tom and Steve.
Surprised they did after all that Irish stuff.
Well, we've been talking with Mr. Sean Hennessey over there, the interim director of the New York State Fair. Is it true that you're going to turn the New York State Fair into one big Irish fest?
That's the plan.
Rumor.
It's a long-term plan.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, we're doing it one act at a time, right?
That's wonderful.
Between the Italians and the Irish, I'm not even invited.
You're certainly. Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's
That's
Day, right?
right.
So there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Not me.
Except for Steve. Everybody else.
So, I was just commenting on how clean the fair looked and all that. This year, what can we look forward to at the fair that might be different from, let's say, a couple of years? So, like, what has changed over the couple of years here?
So there's a lot new this year. First off, we have all new acts, right? So 48 national touring acts that come in for 2 stages. That'll play for us, across the 13 days. Some days have 4 shows, some days have 3 shows. Most of the days have 4. But there's a ton of new stuff. So we're trying to refocus. Last year, refocusing towards ag. Same refocusing this year, trying to grow our ag base. We have a lot of horse shows that are coming back that haven't been with us before.
No, I had heard the horses weren't going to be there.
No. We've got 6 new shows. I think it may be 7, but 6 new shows that are coming in with us this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
good.
Reining is going to be back. Barrel Racers is going to be back, and we didn't have them last year.
Yeah.
We got, the Pertrons obviously coming in. We got a special surprise we're not talking about just yet in terms of large-scale horses. But anyway, so that'll be coming out soon. But there's a ton of stuff. Voice of the Farmer. So across New York State, big agricultural, ours is an agricultural fair, right? Just like the county fairs.
You would think, yes.
Right? So we have a program that we brought in. And we're the first state fair in the country to showcase this. It's called Voice of the Farmer. Mm-hmm. And kids and families can go and check out all the various cash crops that we have across New York State. Soy, corn,
Maple.
Well, yeah, that's not actually in the growing. That's a tree, Steve. But let's refocus it. So,
produce.
No, but produce, right? So, squash, beans, things of that nature that we grow across the state as a cash crop. You can see them in actuality. You can come in, and some kids, let me see, I'm from Queens, New York, right? I grew up in Queens. I didn't know what a farm was.
Yeah.
You
thought bagels grew on trees.
It was a bagel tree. It was a beautiful tree. Right. So
it was Irish.
Yeah, and next was the cream cheese tree. So anyway, but kids can get close up and touch and feel these various produce that are across the state. So that's great. Voice of the Farmer, Asian Village, right? So many that are in Syracuse know of Ty Shaw. Yeah. Ty Shaw is a major contributor to Asian culture here in Central New York. He is the superintendent for the Asian Village this year. This is brand new, never been to the fair.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know there was an Asian Village.
Where is it?
This is right where Latino Village is.
Okay.
But Latino Village happens at the last 4 days of the fair.
I got it.
Asian Village is going to be the first 4 days.
Okay, in case we don't know where either of those are.
Yeah,
where
right by the youth building, by the 4-H youth building.
Okay, got it. Okay,
yeah, right there.
Well, the Italians call it the Ute building.
The youth building,
the
exactly.
Ute building.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do the things that we're having, and then I want to give you this big one. We're doing a dinosaur exhibit inside the expo this year, and it's absolutely free with admission to the fair.
You're going to bring an old radio dinosaur.
It's just going to be Steve with his banjo, and that's it. So
that's how you got there.
Steve and Sean, we're going to be in there together. Yeah. So so that is a great thing. It's completely free. Generally speaking, when people go to these type of dinosaur events, it's $25 a child. Right?
Wow.
Anywhere you see these things, it's roughly 25. And then it's like an Earl Scheib thing. It's ups and extras, right? It's $10 for this, $10 for that. None of that here, right? So all of those things that you would have paid extra for are free.
Those
here.
are amazing exhibits. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're Las Vegas style.
Wonderful.
They're actually installing it now. We just actually left there a second ago. So that's neat. They'll have puppet shows. They're going to have fossil digs, story time, free. Okay.
Great.
So anyone 12 and under that comes to the fair is free. Anyone 65 and older, free. Anyone 18 and younger on student day, it's free, right? So there's a lot of free stuff to do at the fair. And the things that aren't free, like they're virtually free, so the perfectly chilled chocolate milk, right? Or standard white milk or strawberry milk, which we'll have at the end of the fair. 25 cents a glass, right? 25 cents. The baked potato, $1 with all the fixings. Yeah, there are ways to save as you come to the fair.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a great place to go. And I always say this I hate to say this, the Mohawk Valley. If you leave the Mohawk Valley, and you go away hungry, that's on you. It's the same way with the state fair, right?
Yeah.
So if you go away hungry, there's tons of vendors.
I am going to give a shout out to
Yeah,
our friends
please.
at New York State Maple in that horticulture building. So one end of the building, you get your potato.
Yeah.
The other end, that big exhibit.
see Helen with maple.
The ice cream, the popcorn,
maple ice
Right.
cream.
all
Maple.
of those things. The maples, yes, it's
wonderful.
amazing and it tastes great.
The foods are amazing.
Some of the old traditional stuff is there. I can still get my bloomin' onion.
Yeah, blooming onions are there, you know.
Right.
And again, the sand sculpture this year we're highlighting it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop, right?
Oh, is it?
Started
Oh, I
in
didn't
Brooklyn,
know
New
that.
York,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The neighboring borough to my home borough.
Is it true or not true? On the point, okay.
What?
That Tom and Steve are the butter sculpture this year. It's Tom and Steve at the local
Breaking
show.
that news
Could you
here, Alice. I
imagine
didn't
that?
know. The
okay.
press release goes up after this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the 10th anniversary of Taste New York.
I
Right?
see.
So we're showcasing Taste New York. Those Taste New York is run through Ag and Markets, my agency, Agriculture Markets.
Yeah.
And we have shops all over the state that highlight manufactured products right here in New York State, whether it be maple syrup or beverages or whatever it might be. So 10th year. 50th anniversary of hip hop, and then it's the 150th anniversary of the Grange across New York State.
Yeah.
So
what
these
is
are-
a Grange?
The Grange is an organization. It's an agricultural based organization that has its base back really when the Civil War had ended, and it was formed to bring electric power to rural communities. That's one of the things.
So
that
what is
they-
it now?
It's an agriculture. They're advocates for agriculture.
Okay.
And there's Granges all over New York State, and it's actually growing. It had peaked and valleyed a little bit in the 60s or so, 70s, 80s. It started to pick up, and there's more people joining the Grange every day. So we're happy to be able to highlight them.
Okay. How about tickets? How can we get tickets now? What's the new way of getting
just
tickets?
go right to our webpage. Did you mention just a
That's
second
the
ago?
best way.
nysfair.ny.gov. That's nysfair.ny.gov. Do it early. Don't wait online. You know, there's kiosks that are set up that can take an ATM card.
Yeah.
No cash payments, just ATM or
And
credit cards.
you have security going in, and so that it's a safe venue.
Very safe.
Yeah,
We used to work so closely with state police, our local policing agencies.
And we'll still
to-
have the troopers there.
And to be frank, national emergency responding
Yeah.
teams as well. So it is a very, very safe environment. You know, people don't see all the safety features we have on purpose.
Sure, right.
But if people are bringing bags with them, they will probably be wanded. They'll probably, if you have a big bulky bag you're bringing, just, bring what you need, your phone or your battery pack,
Yeah.
and just come in and enjoy the experience. But no, it's a very safe environment. We're very lucky to have working relationships year round with the Village of Geddes and Salve and all those.
Let me ask you something very practical. A lot of parents might have their 14, 15, 16-year-olds drop them off at the fair, and
Very
let
safe.
them go. Real safe. You don't have any problem with that.
I have not small children. I have young children. They're actually bigger than me, like Steve had. But we brought them to the fair many a time and just let them head off on their own and take.
Okay.
Everybody's very mindful of each other. It is a very family conscious environment.
Yeah,
and we're very lucky to have it. Hey, talking about family. So the town showcase is back this year. Town showcase hasn't been with us since 2019.
I was in that.
Were you really?
I sang the song by the Classic Five, Traces.
You did. You seriously did?
Yeah, I seriously did.
And how did you
I was
do?
14 years old.
Oh, that takes a lot of guts to get up on the stage.
To sing a slow song. I don't know why
his father
we chose
made
it.
him do it.
And to be judged, right?
Yes.
So as you know as well, Tom, the various talents come from the various counties and they come to us. We're also doing a regional stage where we're bringing regional acts to that one talent showcase stage on the 30th and 31st.
Go to the fair.
That's
One
fun,
more
too.
thing. Your time's up, Tom.
No, but get your tickets online. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll be looking for my stack of tickets on your way out.
Yes, sir. Wonderful.
He's an excitable little Irish boy, isn't
he's
he?
great. Sean Hennessey right there,
God bless
interim
you. God bless
director
you.
of the New York State Fair. Thank you. I hope they keep you around forever.
You're
It's,
very kind. Thank you so much.
A wonderful job.
Yes, sir.
All right, Steve, that's it for us. So you got to go home now.
Absolutely. I have a lost kid tag.
Leave me alone for a little while at least. All right. On behalf of Zoey Advertising and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Take a walk every day with a family member or a friend, and that keeps the weight down and the mind clear. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. It's more fun that way. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.